This is the second in a series of lectures on Newton's mathematical principles of natural philosophy. As I mentioned last time, in order to understand Newton, you need to understand the historical context in which he was working. So I want to spend a few minutes talking about Aristotelian natural philosophy, and particularly its relationship to science. So I want to begin by talking about, and I may have done this before in this class, but it's probably worthwhile emphasizing it even if I have talked about it before, Aristotle's four causes. That is, if we want to understand anything in nature, we need to answer four questions. And not until we get answers to these four questions do we truly understand that thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my webcam and draw out what these four questions are. Okay, so what are Aristotle's four causes? Let me get rid of this and get rid of this. So Aristotle's, whoa, let's go back. So something's going on here. Okay, Aristotle's four causes. Like I said, if you want to understand something, you need to ask four questions. So I'm going to make a table here. So here's the question. First question you need to ask is, what is the thing made of? What is this made of? The second question you need to ask is, or perhaps this is the first question, you can ask these in any order, is what is it? The third question, I'll give some examples, so this will become more clear in a moment. So what is it made of? What is it? How was it made? Or who made it? That's kind of a similar question. Who or what made it? And the fourth question is, why was it made? Or another way of stating this is, what is its purpose? What is its purpose? So until you get answers to these four questions, you don't really understand a thing. And this is the way that Aristotle thought about it. And so if we want to answer these questions, we can, so there's a way of describing these four questions. When you're asking, what is it made of? You're asking for the material cause of that. So for example, if you want to know what a statue is made of, the material cause, you're asking what's it made of, the material cause would be like stone or marble, for example. Okay? What is it? The answer to that is the formal cause. Let me just list these off and I'll give some more examples, okay? How was it made or who made it? There we are talking about the efficient cause of that thing. And why was it made or what is its purpose? That would be the final cause. So this will become clearer if I give an example. So I'm taking this example from No Free Lunch by William Dembski. This is a nice example. I'll go ahead and use this. So let's suppose that you were a scientist and you were digging in the ground, you're an archaeologist, and you find a statue, and you want to understand the statue. So according to Aristotelian thinking, you need to ask four questions. So first of all, what is it made of? Well, maybe you'll take it into your laboratory and do an analysis on it, and you find the material of the statue is stone, and in particular, you find that it is made of marble. So stone and marble stone. So there we go. Now we understand the material cause of this. But you don't have a full understanding of this yet. You need to ask the other three questions. So you might ask, what is it a statue of? What is it? What is the formal cause of this? Well, maybe it's a statue of an image of King David. So it's a statue, that's what it is. It's a statue of King David. Okay, there we go. Now we know what it is. We know its formal cause. But you still don't fully understand this. You need to ask, how was it made or who made it? Well, you kind of study it a little longer, you find some little chisel marks on it and so on. And so you say, well, I understand this now. I understand that it was made by a sculptor working with a hammer and chisel. There we go. Now we understand the efficient cause of this. But we still don't fully understand this object until we understand why was it made or what is its purpose. And the purpose of the statue might, for example, be to beautify a courtyard, or a museum, and to honor the past. that would be the final cause or the purpose of this. And now, according to Aristotelian thinking, we would have a complete understanding of this statute. Now, this kind of strategy, I would encourage you to try to use this strategy for other things. So for example, you might take like the Statue of Liberty and try to answer these 4 questions. What is it made of? What is it? How was it made, or who made it? And why was it made, or what is its purpose? You can do this with other things like a chair, or even things like lasagna or pizza, okay? So I'd encourage you to kind of use this approach and try to, in order to understand other objects. I also want you to think a little bit about if you have a better idea for what counts as understanding something. Are there any limitations to this? Is there a better approach? Is this how we think about nature today? So if you're going to critique this approach to natural philosophy, I'd encourage you to try to think of a better way, or think of a better way to approach it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop right there and continue in my next lecture.